Number 4, studies show there's an association between how frequently an adult reads and the speed at which he or she can read. A model was built based upon one such study that predicts that an adult reads an average of one book per year, or predicts that an adult that reads an average of one book per year will read at a rate of 120 words per minute. And for every additional book per year, this rate is expected to increase by approximately 2%. Which of the following recursive sequences best represents the model where f of n represents the reading rate in words per minute of an adult who reads on average of n books per year? Alright, so let's take a look. We're looking at recursive formula. Looks like we're looking at a recursive sequence. So that means we start off with one book per year. Recursive. And since we're doing it by 2%, we're increasing by 2% per book. This means that this will be geometric. We're increasing by 2%. That means we're multiplying the prior term by 1.02 because 2% is represented by 0.02, and we're increasing it by a factor of 0.02. So if we were to represent this, our first function is going to be something like this: f of 1 is equal to 120, and our next term would be f of n minus 1 times (1.02), and it's going to continue that way downwards. And our starting point, our first term, is 1. Okay? So since we know it's recursive, it can't be the first two because we're not adding a constant rate. It's increasing by 2% every single time from the 120, because let's cross those two out because they're adding. So it's either going to be one of these, it's not going to be this one. And n has to be greater than 1 for this formula to work, just because our first term is 120. So we have one. Really, the only one that would work here would be 120, or the last one, and they would look something like this: 120. That's our first term. Our second would be 120 times 1.02. Our next term would look something like this. Our third would be whatever the second term was, times 1.02, and so on and so forth. All right. It's really just the way to look at it.